Now, I've done lots of thinking. With shedding sheep, we've got feet, structure, teeth, parasites. That's not unique to shedding sheep.
No.
That's just a sheep. So I sat down, I went through, and I went, so the two things, and like, so we got wool sheep that grow really good wool, and have a little bit of meat. You can eat merinos, but they're not fantastic. Some people might say they are, but then you've got your dual purpose that grow your strong wool, and they grow okay meat in them. And because of the development in that, our New Zealand wool sheep, our dual purpose sheep, are actually a pretty good animal. We can't say that they're crap. They're actually a pretty good animal.
Oh, no, they're a very good animal.
And so if we have a shedding sheep, we don't get wool, which at the moment it's not worth anything, but then we've got to have meat. We've got to have lots of meat. So the distinction between a shedding sheep, and a wool sheep is the shedding and the meat. What is the most important trait of a shedding sheep?
The most important trait is production, and farmers have to make money, and
profit. Profit's got to be the most important. So I look at it as a little bit like a balance sheet, actually. How about this? Your low input is still input. That's your cost. So that's if you do your balance sheet, that's your cost of goods sold, because it's on a profit and loss. And then you've got your cost of your goods sold, your sales, which is your production. That's your meat leaving the property. So your meat leaving the property, less your low inputs, your costs, is your profit. Profit's got to be the most important thing. Every time. So when we look at shedding and meat, those are your two distinctions, but it's got to be profit.
Well, you need animals that produce well. They are lower input than other wool breeds, but they still do require input looking after them. But you want to get enough lambs that survive well and grow well and are healthy. And when you come to send your lambs away to the freezing works, they need to have a good carcass weight and high yields. So when you're actually drafting those lambs and you put them over the scales, if you're going to draft, say, at 40 odd kilos or 45 or more, lambs that have a high carcass yield will actually have a higher kill out percentage. So for example, lambs that don't yield very well on live weight, may only yield out at kill out at 45% of the live weight, whereas a higher yielding carcass that has more meat, could head towards 50% or more, depending on the age of the lamb, if it comes off mum.
Absolutely.